This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Body of hotel manager found in Runaway Bay. Police were at a scene in Runaway Bay, St. Anne today where the body of a hotel manager has been found. Police say the body is that of 65-year-old Clyde Taylor, who managed a popular hotel in Ocherius in the parish. Investigators have been searching for Taylor since Sunday when he was reported missing. The body was found in a Nissan Note motor car shortly after midday Thursday in the district of Top Hill in Hampton, Runaway Bay. Taylor was last seen alive about 9:30 p.m. on Saturday when he left his home in Runaway Bay to an undisclosed destination. Jamaicans in Russia urged to make arrangements to leave. Jamaicans in Russia are being urged to seriously consider making arrangements to leave as soon as possible due to the growing impact of sanctions on the country in response to its invasion of Ukraine. The latest advice comes from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. On February 27, the ministry encouraged Jamaicans in Russia to take precautionary measures for their safety and to leave where necessary. But in an update Thursday, the ministry said there are no real indications that nationals in Russia and the surrounding Eastern European countries will be severely impacted as a consequence of the crisis in Ukraine. Since we issued that first press release concerning Jamaicans in Russia, persons have contacted our Consular Affairs Department, and we now have indications of some 18 students to date at universities in Russia, Portfolio Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith said. She shared, "We are aware that some students are already making plans to leave and encourage others to do the same. The fact is that with the announcement by several countries of the imposition of restrictions on flights entering their countries from Russia, alternative routes out of that country will have to be explored. Students and their families should try to be proactive, as this may become more difficult as more sanctions are applied and as they are tightened." Johnson-Smith is also taking the opportunity to remind nationals in surrounding countries in Eastern Europe to explore opportunities for safe passage to alternative locations, to establish relationships with family or friends that may be of assistance as necessary, including with securing resources and ensuring their safety. Our honorary consul in Moscow and our Consular Affairs Department remain available to engage with Jamaican nationals, and they may be contacted at jamaicaconsulrussia@yahoo.com and consular@mfaft.gov.jm respectively, she added. Russia launched a full-scale military invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022. Several Jamaican students who were studying medicine in Ukraine found themselves in the middle of a deadly war and took cover in a bunker in the capital city, Kyiv. Hours later, they boarded a train that took them to Lviv in western Ukraine. They were to be transported from Lviv to the Polish border by bus, but the plan was disrupted, forcing them to walk for hours to an agreed border crossing point. The students safely arrived in Jamaica on Wednesday. Jamaican woman gets 14 years for role in international cocaine ring. A Jamaican woman on Wednesday was sentenced to more than 14 years in prison after she laundered money for an international cocaine ring that distributed the illegal drug in several western Pennsylvania districts. Marcia Cunningham, 54, a former resident of Plantation in Florida, United States, was ordered to serve 178 months in federal prison for violations of money laundering and narcotics laws. She had pleaded guilty to the charges during a previous hearing. United States District Judge Marilyn J. Horan also imposed 5 years of supervised release on her conviction. Cunningham is not a United States citizen and is expected to be deported once she completes her sentence, a statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Pennsylvania said on Wednesday. According to information presented to the court, Cunningham was part of an international drug trafficking organization that arranged for the importation of multiple kilograms of cocaine from Mexico that were then distributed through mails to various customers, several of whom resided in the Western District of Pennsylvania. The organization was run by a man identified as Hector Forbes, a resident of California. He pleaded guilty in 2020 and awaits sentencing. Forbes' brother Robert was also indicted for his role in the ring and is sentenced to more than 12 years in federal prison in 2020 for her role in the cocaine ring, which spanned between April 2017 and April 2019. According to prior press releases, Cunningham set up a post office box using a fake name and a fake identification document that was used in the conspiracy. The U.S. Attorney's Office further indicated that Cunningham was particularly instrumental in the money laundering activities of the conspiracy. The office outlined that she used dozens of bank accounts to launder the drug trafficking proceeds that were then used to purchase luxury vehicles, real estate, jewelry, and other items that supported her exorbitant lifestyle. Further, Cunningham arranged to use the proceeds of drug trafficking to purchase assets in Jamaica, where she hoped to live eventually. She had immigrated to the United States from Jamaica but was not a citizen of the North American country, the U.S. Attorney's Office asserted. Cunningham was eventually arrested and charged following investigations carried out by the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. Another teen and a woman die in crash. A teenage girl and a 30-year-old woman died in a motor vehicle crash along the Haddo Main Road in Westmoreland on Wednesday night. They have been identified as a 17-year-old Brianna Smith and a Vanessa Spencer, both of Hanover addresses. According to the news sources, they were among 5 occupants of a Toyota Axio motor car that was traveling towards Savannah Lamar when it collided with a truck headed in the opposite direction. Both females who were pinned in the vehicle following the crash were eventually extricated by a team of firefighters from the Savannah Lamar Fire Station. The police have confirmed the accident but were unable to state whether there were any fatalities. There are unconfirmed reports that the Axio was also transporting a man suffering from gunshot wounds at the time of the crash, and he has since died. The man, according to the news sources, was shot multiple times at a bike party held in Hanover on Wednesday evening and was being transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital when the traffic mishap occurred. Jamaican dancehall promoter and a spouse charged with shoplifting in U.S. A Jamaican couple based in the United States have been arrested in connection to alleged shoplifting in New Milford, Connecticut. Jadian Richards, 41, a party promoter popularly known as a J-Icon, and the businesswoman spouse Aquelle Laws Richards, 42, popularly known as Apple, are also under investigation for a number of similar alleged shoplifting incidents at various home goods stores in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The news understands that both were charged with larceny, conspiracy to commit larceny, and second-degree forgery. The charges stem from an alleged shoplifting incident at a home goods store in New Milford on February 25. According to a Facebook post from the Southbury Police Department, its officers were alerted to 2 individuals who allegedly stole several items from the store in New Milford. Following notification of the alleged New Milford theft, Southbury officers responded to another home goods store in the town of Southbury. While on the scene, the police reportedly spotted a vehicle that matched the description of the suspect's vehicle parked outside. Upon their arrest, the couple were allegedly found in possession of a large amount of fraudulent home goods receipts, fake driver's license from the tri-state area, a retail theft device, and other stolen items. It is understood that the Jamaicans, who are well known in entertainment circles, were released on bond this week and are expected to appear in court later this month. Fraudsters targeting teenager Delano Tucker's family. The family of teenager Delano Tucker, whose challenging living circumstances recently came to public light via a social media video that has gone viral, is imploring well-wishers to use only the banking account that they provided to lodge funds that are intended to help them. According to Delano's mother, Natrissa White Tucker, the family is aware that individuals are using their situation to solicit funds and not turning it over to the family. She is asking those nefarious individuals to desist from the unauthorized activities. White Tucker said there are only 2 accounts in which funds should be deposited. She stated that there is an account in Delano's name at the JN Bank, while there is another that Guys Hill High School manages. The family from Guys Hill St. Catherine was thrust into the spotlight after the video went viral, with Delano outlining the circumstances of being successful with 9 Caribbean Secondary Examination Council subjects, despite his family's dire living conditions. Since then, the family has received an outpouring of support and assistance from both local and international donors who are trying to change their living conditions. This, however, has triggered the fraudsters, who the family said are using the opportunity to pocket money for themselves. White Tucker said the account at JN Bank is a savings account for Delano Tucker at the Highgate branch, with the account number being 209-460-7728. Meanwhile, Guys Hill High School, which Delano attends, manages a Scotiabank checking account, which is 37419, with the branch number being 70185. 4 arrested after illegal guns seized on Chisholm Avenue. 4 men have been taken into custody following the seizure of 2 illegal firearms on Chisholm Avenue in St. Andrew. About 10:30 Wednesday night, a police team was on patrol when a black Toyota Mark X was seen leaving an illegal party. The vehicle was stopped and searched. The 2 illegal firearms, along with 28 rounds of ammunition, were allegedly found under the front seat. Police say the driver of the vehicle, who is a licensed firearm holder, was among those arrested. The man of United States and the Trelawney addresses had his licensed firearm taken from him. The police say more than $17,000 as well as a Jamaican currency were taken from the men. Farmers worry as the fertilizer prices skyrocket. Local farmers are facing a dilemma due to skyrocketing fertilizer prices triggered by global supply challenges, and there are fears that another round of increases is coming because of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Russia is the world's largest exporter of fertilizer. The risk of disruption to shipments comes as the fertilizer costs have already been soaring because of the high prices of natural gas in Europe, which forced some plants to halt or curtail production. Fertilizer prices have been going up. Urea, for example, went up in the middle of this year by 100%. Most fertilizer prices have gone up more than 60% over the last year or the year before, and it continues to increase. And that is compounded by the other agrochemicals, the weedicide, the insecticide, the fungicide, the nematicides. Those are all going up rapidly because we don't have one of those things here, said Lenworth Fulton, president of the Jamaica Agricultural Society. Mr. Fulton said the agricultural sector, which is struggling to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, could now suffer from further setback with the Russian invasion that could put farmers in a dangerous position. He suggested that the situation requires government intervention, which could include subsidies for fertilizer imports. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.